Thank you for joining us for our 15-minute silent meditation. Let us begin by taking a deep, centering breath.
Good morning, and welcome to Creative Living Fellowship's Sunday morning online service. Please join me in singing our opening song, Use Me. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, and God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Hi, I'm Christian.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hi, I'm Millie Bumpers.
Hi, I'm Nigel.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
Hi, I'm Tegan.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Dr. Sherry F. McCreary, the Senior Minister here at Creative Living Fellowship, and I'm very happy that you joined us this morning for our Sunday morning online service. I'd like to extend to you the welcome message that we give to our first-time guests, or to all our guests, really, and I'd just like you to open your hearts to receive it. Whoever you are, wherever you've been, whatever brought you through our doors today, to our service today, we welcome you here into our hearts. Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word that means the God in me honors and recognizes the God in you, and that we do here. Creative Living Fellowship is an independent religious science church and teaching center, and we welcome all paths that lead to truth. Our vision here is to be a community of care, connection, and creation that opens hearts and incubates dreams. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind. We have two practitioners who are holding the high watch for us today, Ronda Emmrich and Jeannie Sarverns. And what that means is that they're sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation throughout this service, just holding a space for the perfect unfolding of this time that we spend together here. They also hold a space for the perfect unfolding of whatever's going on in the world, in our lives, just holding a space, period, in space, a sacred space in that meditative place that they are right now. Thank you, Ronda. Thank you, Jeannie. Here in the sanctuary with me today are, as usual, our AV team who makes all this possible for us to bring this service to you online, Luis Morales and Nicole Jordan. Thank you guys for your service here today. We also have with us David Panessa, our music director, and our song leader and Jill of all trades, Deb Covington. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your being here and appreciate your service. And so Nicole is going to bring us our video announcements. And after the announcements, there will be a brief gong wash. After the gong wash, there'll be a few moments of silence, and then practitioner Reverend Mary Jane Hyde will bring us our reading and our evocation. So when we get to the reading, I ask that you just open your hearts, open your minds, and just really, really, really find a place for the words of the reading today and just be with them. But first, here are our announcements. Nicole.
Good morning, Creative Living Fellowship. Are you ready for your announcements? Remember to join us for midday meditation on Facebook at noon, Monday through Thursday. Your children are invited to join our youth ministry weekly for a Zoom lesson on Mondays at 7 p.m. Lessons are focused on nurturing spirituality and science of mind practices for our kiddos. Weekly topics are inspired by Reverend Sherry's themes and include growth mindset and mindfulness exercises. Zoom info can be found in the comments. Stay connected and supported with your CLF family and join Reverend Sherry every Tuesday as she hosts a Community Care Connection Zoom meeting at 6:30 p.m. The last few weeks, they've started doing a visioning for your life's purpose, and that practice continues. So join us and bring a pen and paper to capture God's vision for your life. You can find the Zoom link information in the comments, our weekly email, on our website, and in our Facebook events. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. We are in a revolution in the world today. Our world is changing rapidly as we are confronted with a pandemic and also issues of social justice and racial inequality. As individuals, we have our own work to do so we can be a productive part of our emerging society. It can be difficult for us to talk about race and racism, yet we must begin this conversation so that we can learn and grow and heal. This month, Reverend Mary Jane Hyde is reviving a CLF tradition, the weekly book study, via Zoom. As a starting point, she'll be using Robin DiAngelo's book, White Fragility, to begin our exploration of the difficult issues that confront us. If you are ready to explore your thoughts and feelings about race and racism, come join Reverend Mary Jane for a safe place to discover and share this part of your journey. The weekly book study will meet on Monday evenings, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., beginning on Monday, July 27th. Love offerings are welcome and can be paid through the included PayPal link in the comments, where you will also find the Zoom meeting information. Remember, you can now text to give to make your contribution to CLF. Simply text the amount you'd like to give to 602-610-1868. If it's your first time donating by text, you'll be sent a link to set up your account. After that, all you'll need to do is text the amount you'd like to give to, again, 602-610-1868. CLF is a tithing church, which means we tithe off of your donations. So our second quarter tithe of $5,923 went to Yoga Phoenix. Yoga Phoenix serves the whole community from babies to seniors through their teachings of health, happiness, and wholeness through the teachings of Kundalini Yoga. Speaking of our tithing recipients, we are looking for more nonprofits to send our next quarterly tithes to. If you have a nonprofit you would like to nominate, please use the link found in the comments to submit your recommendations. Remember, after service, to attend our online Sunday fellowship at 11:15 a.m. Use the Facebook Messenger group chat link posted in the comments, or you can find it under our events pages on our website or Facebook, and hang out, discuss the service, what's on your mind or heart. Every week there's a new link, and this Sunday's host is practitioner Jeannie Sovereigns. And that's it for today's announcements. It is now time to move on to our gong wash.
The good that is in you. This is excerpt from The Pathway of Roses by Christian D. Larson. Live in the conviction that I am greater than all my ills, or failures, that I am greater than the limitation of my circumstances, and greater than any condition that I can possibly meet. When you feel that you are greater than your ills, those ills can no longer remain. Because of what you inwardly feel, you realize. And what you realize, you bring forth in your living expression. To open the mind to the great thought that the health that is within you is greater than any disease than you can ever know, it is to open your life to the power of that health. And when the greater power of the health that is within you comes forth into the life of every atom in your being, the lesser power of disease weakens, or adverseness must vanish completely. No disease can long remain in your system after you begin to live in the constant conviction that the absolute health that is within you is infinitely greater and more powerful than all the sickness in the world. Nor can failure continue after you begin to realize that you, in the reality of your whole being, have the power to turn the tide of any circumstance that may ever appear in your world. The good that is within you is larger and more powerful than all the troubles, misfortunes, or disappointments in existence. And that is good. when fully realized by you, will begin to work for you. It will work for your good and will turn to good account everything that can happen. So as we bask in the words of Christian D. Larson, in this knowingness, in this energy that is life, that is God, because that God energy is love, it's peace, it's harmony, it's joy, it's wellness, it's divine perfection, all knowledge. That is what God is. And that is what Christian is talking about. And that divine energy, that presence, that peace and harmony and love, that presence is within me. It is the essence of my being. And it is expressing into and as me as that same presence, individualized as each person within the sound of my voice. That same presence is present within each person, individually expressed, but we're not separate. We're all one in this. And so it is in this knowing of our oneness. It's in this our knowing of the divine energy of God that I speak my word and I accept. I accept that in the center of what we have going on in terms of a pandemic, what we have with the virus, that God is in the center of that. That He did not create it, but it's here. And so God is working through each person, each incident, through all the medical people, and working through this to bring about an even better health for everyone. It's in this difficult time, there is a lot going on. It can be difficult emotionally, and yet God is present within each of us. God is present working through all of this for the best outcome for each person, somehow. And it could be the oneness. It could be appreciating and understanding our oneness. So I accept for the planet that God's presence is working through all of this, and that all of it is coming to fruition as a greater planet, as a more unified people. So I accept that. I accept for today's words that are imparted by Reverend Sherry, that everyone is spiritually fed in the highest and best way possible from her words, from this service, from the music, that we are fed in the highest and best way possible, and we are united in this energy of the divine, that nothing can separate us, even some space. So for this, I am grateful. I am grateful for all of the divine energy that is expressed through each person that is listening, through each person that watches us, through each person that is part of this service. I'm grateful for the divine energy and the spirit that as they are expressing. I'm grateful for the wellness that is emerging through all of whatever is going on our planet. And I'm grateful for the peace and harmony that emerges, and the unity and the oneness. So, knowing that this is done in the one mind, as I speak my word, I release this, I let it go, and I know. And together we say, and so it is.
Good morning, CLF. My name is Kirsten Planbeck, and gosh, I miss you guys, but I know that we're going to be together again in person one day really, really soon. Come through the only truth, only truth. Conquer the angry by not getting angry. Conquer the wicked with goodness. Conquer the stingy with generosity. Conquer the liar by speaking only truth, only truth, only truth.
Thank you, Kirsten. That's Kirsten Plembeck. She's one of our favorite friends, and she hasn't been here for a while, so it's really good to see her and to have her here again. So thank you very much. She'll be back again at the offering time. So let's take a breath together as we keep moving through this month of July. And our theme for the month, which is the freedom to be free. We've been talking about those things that give us the freedom to be free. And today we're going to be talking about wherever you are, wherever you are. And I have to acknowledge right now just where I am, because yesterday I spent some time sort of skirting around it, but I've been in a place of sadness, just dealing with the transition of Congressman John Lewis. And I didn't realize how deeply I was impacted by his death until I finally decided to just stop and pay attention yesterday. I had just talked about him a few weeks ago when I was talking about the bridge, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and the march that he led from Selma to Montgomery. And our paths have crossed, but we never met over many, many, many years in Alabama, in Tennessee, in Washington, different places. And I just had to just stop and just acknowledge that that's where I was, that's where I am, in a place of sadness, and it's still with me, because just the idea that an icon, someone who lived a life really well, has passed on, and then it brought up a lot of memories and a lot of things and just a lot of stuff. So these topics keep coming up just for me, and I get to share them with all of you, just being wherever we are. And that's what I'm doing today, just being where I am, and I'm inviting you to do the same thing. It's about living in the moment, and when we are where we are, when we are wherever we are, then that's when we really get to experience freedom in life. Because when we're trying to block being where we are or ignore where we are, we aren't free. We're just holding on. We're just blocking things. And so I'm inviting all of you to just take a breath and be where you are. And the freedom in it is that whatever you're feeling is what you're feeling. Whatever you're thinking is what you're thinking. Whatever you're experiencing is what you're experiencing. And just being with that gives us the opportunity to just breathe and to just be and to just open up and to just know that we are right where we are supposed to be, right here and right now. The Sufi master Hafiz says that the place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. The place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. I like that. The place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. And so when we come to realize that, we can just stay right where we are, just be right where we are. And so I'm going to be talking just about the place, wherever you are, there you are. And I'll be looking at it with wherever you are, there you are, the place. And wherever you are, there you are, you. And so just looking at wherever you are, there you are. Whatever place you're in, be there. That's what I talk about all the time, living in the moment, being mindful, being present, being fully present to where we are, whatever's going on. Not spending our time wishing that we were someplace else, spending our time wishing that something else were going on, spending our time, can't hardly wait to get out of this place, can't hardly wait to get beyond this experience. When we come to realize that every experience has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every experience has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And they all three work at the same time. In everything we do, life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Going on and on, beginning, a middle, and an end. It's continuing to do that. Our lives on this planet have a beginning, a middle, and an end on this planet. And so the only thing that continues on and on and on is eternal life, the life that is God's life, that life with the capital L. But when we are on this planet, in our everyday lives, we come to realize that everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we can spend some time figuring out where we are in that if we want to do that. This is the beginning of, this is the middle of, I'm in the middle of, this is the end of. But whenever we get to the end of something, we're getting to the beginning of something else. And so it's a continuous process of evolution that we're going through, a continuous process of evolution. And so the thing that I invite you to do is just be wherever you are. Be wherever you are in the moment. Really take stock of where you are and then be there, whatever it is. No matter how uncomfortable it may be, no matter how wonderful it may be. It doesn't have to be negative because you're being where you are. When we're being where we are, we get to feel all of our feelings. We get to be aware of all our thoughts. We get to be, aware of our activity, our words, and all that. We get to be aware. All we need to do is, in every moment, just breathe and live fully in each moment. That's what's important to do, live fully in each moment and recognize that when we are trying so hard to get from here way down there, we miss a whole part of life. We miss a whole part of living. We miss all that in between. We miss that part that will help us to grow, that help us to heal, that help us to expand, that can help us to evolve. And so what we want to do is to in each and every moment, just stop and take a breath. Stop and take a breath. We may not be where we want to be. We may not be experiencing what we want to experience. But, as I always say, do what is before you to do. Do what is before you to do. And I've been saying that to people lately. And sometimes some people will argue for their limitations. And they'll say, yeah, but I can't do this because I got to deal with that next month. Well, this isn't next month. This is today. This is right here, right now. So why don't you spend time focusing on what's before you to do right now? And then as you put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, we get to that next place that we have to get to down the road a bit. And we've been guided and we've been directed every step of the way. We've been guided and directed because we had a chance to fully walk the walk through whatever it is we're going through. And so it's important for us to remember to take a breath. Take a breath. This is where I am. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm thinking. This is what's happening in my life right now. And what comes up, we get a chance, as I said, to feel all of our emotions. We get a chance to feel the anger. We get a chance to feel the grief. We get a chance to feel the pain. We get a chance to feel all that stuff. And we get a chance to feel the love. We get a chance to feel the peace. We get a chance to feel the harmony. We get a chance to feel the balance that we strike. We get a chance to feel the joy and the happiness. We get a chance to feel it all. We get a chance to experience it all. This is what life is all about. Life is for living. This is our theme for the month. Life is for living. Just say yes. And when we are allowing ourselves to be where we are, wherever that is, we're saying yes to life. We're saying yes to life. And that's what we want to continue to say always, continuing to say yes to life. Yes, I'm walking through this. Yes, I may be glad when I get to the end of it. And I'm walking through it right here and right now. I'm walking through it right here and right now. I'm putting one foot in front of the other right here and right now. And so that's what I'm inviting you to do wherever you are. Wherever you are, look at it, surrender to it, be with it, be in it. Walk through it. Don't miss the moments. Don't rush through your life trying to get to the next point, to the next point, to the next point. Be right here, right now, and live full out right here, right now, even in the midst of things that are not comfortable for us, even in the midst of things that we don't like, even in the midst of things that we wish were not happening. But we can't wish it away. We live through it. We live through it. We walk through it and know that we're never walking alone. And so that's what I'm inviting us to do right now. We are in a place in our lives right now, in this world right now, where we have to be with it. We have to be where we are. The fact that we can't always leave home, the fact that we can't go to places we used to go, the fact that our world has seemingly been turned upside down. What sense does it make to rail against it? What sense does it make to fight against it? What sense does it make to yell and scream and kick and do all that stuff? We still are in the midst of a world that seems to have been turned upside down, a world that has changed irrevocably, because our world will never be the same again the way that it was before. That doesn't mean that it won't be a great world. It doesn't mean we won't have a great life. It just means that's not the life we have right now. And so, and this is a great life that we're having right now. If we can stay in the moment and live and be wherever it is we are, we recognize, we begin to realize that in this moment, where's the gift? In this moment, where's the blessing? In this moment, where's the growth for me? In this moment, where's the healing? Because whenever we can be in that place of openness and availability and being wherever we are, what needs to be healed will be revealed. Whatever needs to be healed will be revealed. Whatever needs to be healed will be revealed. And if we aren't paying attention, we'll miss it. If we aren't paying attention, we'll miss it. And then it may have to just come back around and hit us over the head. And that's not comfortable. The important thing is for us to recognize that what needs to be healed will be revealed. And when we are fully present, when we are in the moment, when we are being right where we are, being there in that place of where we are, being in that place of where we are, being in this place of where we are, when we are in that place, that's when healing can happen. That's when growth can happen. That's when expansion can happen. That's when we really get to see what it means to live in the moment and to live fully and to be free to live fully. To be free to live our lives, to be free to say, and saying yes to life, but being free to live life, because life is for living. Life is for living, and we can't stop living because things happen, because things are always happening. Events are always coming up. And the thing for us to do is to take a breath, open up, and be where we are. Be where we are, because where we are is there. Where we are, there we are. And so we want to be there now, in each and every moment. Be there now, or be here now. Be here now. That's the important thing for us to keep in mind. Be here now. So important. So let's take a breath as we move into looking at wherever you are. Wherever you are, there you are. Wherever you are. Being quiet, being reflective, being in this place of where we are right now gives us an opportunity to look at who we really are. Who are you? It gives you a chance to ask that question, who am I? Who is the authentic me? Who is the real me? Am I living my life according to my own uniqueness? Am I being my own unique self? Or am I trying to be something that someone else wants me to be, someone else thinks I should be, or living according to someone else's opinion? Who are you? That's the question to always ask ourselves. Am I being all that I was created to be? Am I even setting my intention to be all that I was created to be? Am I setting my intention to live my life fully? Am I setting my intention to grow and develop and unfold? Am I setting my intention to be open and available to allowing God to express Himself fully and completely in and through and as my very life, so that I can be all that I was created to be? Am I being the creative being I was created to be? Am I being that loving person I was created to be? Am I being that peace-filled person that I was created to be? Am I enjoying? Am I contributing to life according to my own uniqueness? According to my own uniqueness. According to my own uniqueness. Because who you are cannot be determined by somebody else. Who you are cannot be determined by somebody else. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people may say. It doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. When you are being your authentic self, when you are being your unique self, then you are expressing God fully and completely as you. As you, and it may not be the way anybody else does it. It may not be the way anybody else looks. It may not be the way anybody else speaks. It may not be the way anybody else does things. But it's you, according to your own uniqueness, according to your own authenticity, according to who you are. And that's what we have to be willing to do. Be willing to stand in your own power and claim who you are. By right of whose you are. Be willing to stand in your own power and claim who you are. Claim your own uniqueness. Claim your own authenticity. Claim your own connection to life. Claim your own connection to God. Claim your own openness and availability and awareness that God is expressing in and through and as you, according to who you are. And that's what you're willing to allow to have happen. Having God expressed through you, according to who you are. And then being the very best you can be. Not trying to be like anybody else. Not trying to act like anybody else. Not trying to sound like anybody else. Not trying to do anything like anybody else. Just being the very best you can be. So wherever you are, there you are. If there are things about you that you don't like, the things about you that you don't feel are up to par, then do something about it. Make the changes that need to be made. Make the changes that you need to make. Make the adjustments that you need to make. Starting out with your spiritual practice. Starting out with meditation. Starting out with prayer. Starting out with all those things that you know will help you to become at one. That you know will help you to be in a place and space through which God just works. God just moves. God just guides. God just shows us the way always. When we are in that place of oneness, when we're in that place of living in oneness, then our own uniqueness really comes forth. Really comes forth according to who we are, according to how God wants to show up as each one of us. And that is so important for us to do. That is so important for us to remember. For us to remember. For us to remember that it's so important to listen, as Ernest Holmes says, to that inner voice of truth that is always speaking. Listen to that inner voice of truth that is always speaking, is always guiding, is always directing, it is always showing us the way. It is always showing us what to do. It's always showing us how to do, how to act, whatever it is, whatever you're being guided as you to do, then do that. Be you. And as I said, be the best you can be. And when we're open and available and allowing God to express in and through and as us, we are being the best you we can be. I am being the best me I can be when I'm open and available to pure spirit. And so are you. So wherever you are, there's no hiding place. You can't hide from who you are. There's no hiding place, because wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. And so the important thing, I'm reminded of an old song, "No Hiding Place." No hiding place. I used to, when I was in college, I sang in a concert choir, and that was one of the songs that we would sing. There's no hiding place down there. There's no hiding place down there. Or I ran to the rock to hide my face. The rock cried out, "No hiding place." There's no hiding place down there. There's no hiding place for us. We can't hide from who we are. We can't hide from ourselves. We can't hide from ourselves. We can get into denial, but even there we are. Even in denial, there we are. And so being willing to look at our warts, being willing to deal with the warts, being willing to look at those things that don't make us real proud, being willing to say, you know what, it's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to make a different decision. Recognizing that when we are looking at wherever you are, that's a place of choice point. That's a place of choice point. Because this is the time that we get to make a choice. Do I want to continue to be this way? Do I want to continue to live this way? Do I want to continue to act this way? Do I want to continue in this relationship? Do I want to continue on this job? Do I want to continue living in this city? Do I want to continue living my life the way I live it, however I'm living it? We have an opportunity to make a different decision, to make a different decision in each and every moment. And we know what? There's that knower within us that already knows what we should be doing, already knows how our lives should be going, already knows how we should be living, already knows where we should be living. There's that knower within us that already knows. As Ernest Holmes said, and I was saying to you last week, when we can declare that there's a supreme intelligence within us that governs, guides, and guards, and tells us what to do, when to act, and how to act. There's a supreme intelligence within us that governs, guides, and guards, and tells us what to do, when to act, and how to act. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? I don't think it gets any better than that. There's a supreme intelligence. A supreme intelligence, which means there's nothing greater. There's a supreme intelligence within us that governs, guides, and guards, telling us what to do, how to act, and when to act. And so with that in mind, then we can start to make those choices, but we have to move into alignment with that supreme intelligence. We have to move into alignment with that supreme intelligence. And so the thing to know is that wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. And the most important thing is, wherever you go, there God is. Wherever you go, there God is. Wherever you go, there God is. And God is always, always right where we are, always in the midst of everything that's going on, always in the midst of whatever's happening in our lives, in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of the unrest, in the midst of racial injustice, in the midst of everything that's going on. God is. God is. God is. And so when we keep that in mind, that there's no place that we can go where God is not. There's no place we can go that God is not aware of us. I was thinking of the song, His Eyes on the Sparrow. I love that song. That was one of my mom's favorite songs. She used to sing it around the house all the time, His Eyes on the Sparrow. And I know He watches me. And there's a meditation, self-help meditation in the Science of Mind textbook, His Eyes on the Sparrow. And Ernest Holmes says that's one of the blessings to know that, His eyes on the sparrow, because that means that we cannot wander away from His presence, not depart from His care. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me, because that means that we cannot wander away from His presence or depart from His care. Because if His eyes on the sparrow, then you know He's watching me. I know He's watching me. And that's what we have to keep in mind all the time, that wherever you go, God is. Wherever you go, God is. We cannot wander away from God's presence. We cannot wander away from God's presence. We can't run away from God's presence. We cannot be away. We cannot be absent from God's presence. And we cannot depart from God's care. We cannot depart from God's care. So no matter what's going on in your individual life today, no matter what's going on in the world today, no matter what's going on, no matter how dire the circumstances may seem, no matter how awful things may seem to be, and no matter how wonderful things are, we cannot wander away from God's presence. We cannot depart from God's care. And so keeping this in mind, it is necessary for us as we go through our lives to make sure that you are not worrying more than you are praying. Make sure that you're not worrying more than you're praying. Make sure that you're praying more than you're worrying. And you know, if you just declare, and I'm using the word declare because I talked a lot about Holmes last week, declaring, and he talks a lot about declaring. If we declare there is but one life, this is what Ernest Holmes says, declare there's only one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. And he said we have to come back and add that part, that life is my life now, so that we are always connected to that one life. We are always making sure that we are connected to that one life. He says it's not enough to say there's only one life and that life is God. Yes, that's true. But to connect it to me, to connect it to you, I have to say more, that life is my life now. And that's what, if we can just have that be our mantra over and over, there is only one life. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. That life is my life now. And Holmes says that we don't need to say that life is becoming my life. That life already is. That life already is, and we are already in and of that one life. So don't think that we are becoming one with the one. Just because we are growing, and just because we may be floundering, and just because we may be feeling alone or whatever, we're not becoming, we're already a part of that one life. And so declare daily your freedom by declaring daily, there is only one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. That life is my life now. And when we know this truth, wherever we are safe. Wherever we are, we're protected. Wherever we are guided. Wherever we are, we're guarded. Wherever we are, we're loved. Wherever we are, we're cared for. Wherever we are, wherever we are, wherever we are, God is. That's all we ever need to know. Wherever we are, God is. So wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be you. And in the midst of all of that, wherever you are, God is. Always and forever. So let's turn within in this moment. And so as we just turn within in this moment, just knowing and sensing and feeling that one life, that one power, that one presence, that one breath, that one mind, that one intelligence that is God. I know that one, the only life, the only presence, the only power, the only breath, the only activity, I know that one, that only is my life right here and right now. And I know this same truth for each and every person within the sound of my voice and beyond, everywhere, for God is the source of us all. God is in the midst of everything going on. God is in the midst of every situation, every circumstance. So wherever we find ourselves, God is. Whatever's going on, God is. That doesn't change. God is wherever we are. What a relief to know this truth. What a relief to know that God is, and to know that God is my very life. And so it is from this place that I speak this word in this moment for each of us. Just speaking a word of healing on every level of our being. Speaking a word of wholeness, knowing that all of the peace and the love and the joy and the harmony and the balance and the healing in the body temple and the healing in the bodies of affairs already is, because God is in the midst of it all. I speak of the word for those who are impacted by COVID-19, just knowing that God is in the midst of every situation, every circumstance. That God is the great comforter that's comforting those who have lost loved ones and those who are experiencing illness right now. That God is the great comforter, healing our hearts, easing our pain, being itself, being love and light and peace and harmony. God is. So this word goes out for anyone who needs a prayer this day. Anyone who needs a prayer this day. I know that God is in the midst of every situation, every circumstance, every hospital bed, every ventilator, every nurse, every doctor, every medical professional. God's in the midst of it all. God is all of it. This is the truth that I know. This is the truth that I know. Every moment of unrest and injustice and whatever the case may be, God's in the midst. And change is happening. Change is happening. Change is happening because that which is changeless is in the midst of it all. And so I simply say, thank you, God, as I open this circle of prayer, so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer this day. You may speak their names silently or loud, and you may speak them now. And so for all those whose names are spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each of them is, blessing and keeping them, and that all is well. And so I simply say thank you, Father, Mother God, for the perfect manifestation of the word that's been spoken here this day. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for everything. Thank you, Father, Mother God. I know indeed that all is well, and I simply allow it to be. And so it is. Thank you, David. Let's take a breath together. This is our offering time, the time that we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving and give of our tithes and our offerings. As Nicole said, CLF is a tithing church, and we invite you to participate in this sacred practice with us by pressing the donate button right where you are. And let me thank you all for the contributions that you continue to give to us, and that you continue, the ways that you continue to financially support us, knowing that our financial obligations do continue, and you've been stepping up supporting us, and we really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate your continuing to do that. So if you would press the donate button in the comments or on our website, that would be great to participate in this part of the service. You can also text to give. I think that Nicole gave out that information, and that information is also in the comments. You can just pick up your cell phone and just use it to text your donation in also. And we're always encouraging you to auto-tithe so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. You can just decide whether you want to give monthly or bi-monthly or weekly or however you'd like it to be, and just set it up, and then you don't have to deal with it anymore. Let's take a breath and say our offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. And so now, here again is Kirsten Plembeck.
Here's a song I wrote recently, inspired by everything going on today. It's called Lay It Down. Between every sunrise and sunset, we can live our lives so we have no regrets. We can be right or be kind. We can lift each other up and let our big light shine. So lay it down, brother, lay it down. Lay down pride and prejudice so only love can be found. Oh, lay it down, brother, lay it down. What you put into the universe will come back around. Hey, hey, yeah. I pray to be tongue-tied in a battle of words. Let my heart be the sound that must be heard. If I speak love, there's no room for hate. If I speak of my blessings, there's no room for debate. So lay it down, brother, lay it down. Lay down pride and prejudice so only love can be found. Lay it down, brother, lay it down. What you put into the universe will come back around. So here we are, another day, another chance for change. If only we could see God in us, then His love would not feel strange. Oh, so lay it down, brother, lay it down. Lay down pride and prejudice so only love can be found. Oh, lay it down, brother, lay they come back around.
Thank you, Kirsten. Great song, original song. Thank you for being here. We hope you'll come back soon. So let's take a breath together. I have a couple of closing announcements. Next Sunday, we'll have a guest speaker, Reverend Catherine McDowell, who is one of our own right here at Creative Living Fellowships. She's a favorite friend of ours here, so she'll be here next Sunday. And our musical inspiration will be Adam Smith. So come out and join us next Sunday for Reverend Catherine and Adam Smith. Don't forget we have on-call practitioners who are available to pray live with you, or you can email them at prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Don't have a heavy heart when you can get some help from a practitioner for prayer. Also on Tuesday evenings, we have our community connection call, as you know, and we are still doing life's purpose visioning, and it's going really great. We have a great group, and we'd like you to have you join us. That would be wonderful, to really find out what God's vision for your life is and how God sees itself as each one of us. So Tuesday evening, 6:30 to 7:45. And of course, I remind you every week to use the treatment for supply at home, page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook. Don't slack up now. Use it, read it with gusto, feeling, meaning, and watch your life really, really transform. We've had so many stories of things that are happening, good things that are happening. I even had someone tell me last week that they had stopped reading it for a while and forgot about it, and then they remembered. And then how as soon as they started reading it again and started really being in the energy of the treatment for supply, things started to turn around again. So let's just keep going and making it a part of our daily spiritual practice to read this treatment every day, at least once a day, maybe twice a day. And then finally, connecting with each other. We continue to connect with each other. We are a community of care, connection, and creation, a community of care and connection, and it's important for us to continue to remember each other. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, since we've been together. We get to see each other on Zoom when we have these meetings and these classes. And so that's why I invite you to really join us on Tuesday evenings, just to connect with your community mates, with your congregants, fellow congregants. And when you can't do that, and even if you do, send an email, send a text, send a card or a note or something just saying, hello, I miss you, I love you, I can't wait to see you. And just making sure that people know that we remember, that we all remember each other, that we care about each other, because it's really, 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 really important. So I just say to you, thank you so much for being here today. I love you, I miss you, I can't wait to see you. Until then, God bless.